Hey, what's up, everyone? Back for another day of streaming. Hey, I'm kind of running out of ink on my brush pen, so I'm gonna start swapping back to dip brush and ink, and probably start trying to relearn it again. I haven't drawn with it in like a couple months. I try to get this page off. I forgot to take it off, but yeah, before I take it off, this is the drawing that I did from yesterday's stream. It took about like 5 hours ish. And yeah, I think it turned out pretty well. Some dragons and samurai, and some like cyborg ninja sort of thing. I really wanted to do something with like a samurai with a spear. So that's why a few of the characters have spears. And then just like a little bit of background stuff. Alright, they came off a lot easier than I would have thought. I kind of wanted to finish up some of this. I started doing this sort of like pig drawings as a mini demo yesterday, so I'll just kind of go through and just kind of doodle on this to warm up a bit. I probably don't even need to warm up, honestly. It's just kind of an excuse to draw on this. Oh yeah, I was starting to add a samurai pig back here. Give him some armor. I was gonna give him everything a pig needs. It's kind of good though, because I wanted to try and see if these sketchboards can handle water or not. It does really well with ink. Doesn't do as great with like marker, but honestly, kind of surprised. Hey, what's up, man? Just drawing some pigs. Kind of warming up until, and then I'll move on to some dip brush and ink. Yeah, this was kind of from like a mini demo that I did yesterday. So, I was getting asked a lot, kind of how I go about learning for drawing, and I kind of just like if I was to do like a pig, for example, and I don't necessarily know what a pig looks like, but kind of like through discovery, doing a bunch of different pigs and different angles, then I can kind of like explore that idea a little bit more. And sometimes it's fun to like add a lot of like fantasy elements like samurai armor or just like pretty much anything. And then kind of like each time I try to do like a different iteration or maybe like change a few things and then keep it sort of like, I don't know, like learning from each one and making minor corrections as I go and kind of just finding out more from like my internal memory of what a pig looks like. Kind of more so learning how to use it for drawing. Kind of like a old man pig. Probably make these shoulders dark. Hey, what's up, guys? Oh, traditional, that's nice. Yeah. I got a different setup now, so I can go back to streaming traditional again. Which I'm happy about because I like traditional a lot more than digital, just kind of like the feel. I like that digital's like very practical though, especially for like making prints and just be able to like transfer files. It's a lot easier. You don't need to go and scan and take photos of art to post it places. So that part's nice. And plus, like, Procreate just auto records everything for you. So, but I still always come back to good old ink and paper. Hey, what's up, Alex? This cross pattern is always a little bit tricky. I don't think I've ever gotten it even throughout the whole thing. It's always starts to go a little bit crazy. Yeah, just kind of finishing up this page. And then I'll go to regular like dip brush and ink. Probably do this area dark so that it maybe brings this other character a bit forward. to fit another pig rider back here. Yeah, this brush is probably getting a little bit low. Wait. What is Nolan's upcoming movie? Odyssey? I haven't seen that. Yeah, or like a trailer or anything. I should look at it though. I like a lot of his movies. Do you do anything special to get consistent flow out of the brush pen? The pigment ink pentel that I have has a hard time putting out a nice bold line like that. Uh, it's kind of like a constant struggle with the pentel brushes. They're like really fidgety and random for me. I don't really like. I'll kind of like I'll wait until it gets dry and then I'll like try to like micro squeeze it, I guess, like a little times, and then see if it goes in right away. Because sometimes it can get like kind of clogged or will come out a lot faster than other times. And if nothing's coming out, then I'll just kind of say fuck it and squeeze it until I see ink starting to come through the cartridge, and then it's gives a lot more bold lines, which can be good or bad depending on what you're trying to get. I feel like there's like for me there's kind of like a sweet spot where you can make pretty thin lines and then also do like small areas of black, but it doesn't always work out, so kind of just take whatever I can get out of it. Yeah, I find squeezing it helps, but it gets overly saturated quickly. Yeah, it's really touchy. Really touchy, but like also sometimes it will just not fill the cartridge whatsoever. Especially the ones that or this one is pretty old, so sometimes it'll just like randomly start loading the cartridge, or it feels like it's like flowing a lot faster just from it being kind of old. But yeah, kind of just come to terms that the line's probably not going to be perfect, or the consistency for the ink on the pentel or just any brush pen really. Even the ones like this where it's just a constant flow through it, it still has times where it like will just kind of dump on you. But that's just kind of brush pens in general. But that's kind of like I don't know, if you like really care about control of the ink, then just like some kind of dip ink is a lot easier to control it with. Glad it's just not me. Yeah, it's like a I don't know why. It just kind of happens. Yeah, there was a while where I was gonna like only use the pencil brush pen because I like that you like the ink that it comes with on the color brush. You can smudge to get like a bit of shading, but it kind of just isn't reliable enough for me to like always use it. So I just kind of started going to the like usual dip brush since I have a bit more control, and then I can do like water effects for a gray tone if I really want to. gonna add like a thing on their pants so that they have a few different materials on them. Mostly just bare skin and then a little bit of armor, but it's black. Alright, we'll see if we can get a gray tone right away. It's a little light. This ink is just so water-based that it doesn't really matter. I can just kind of pull the ink straight off of these other spots. That's a little bit too much water for sure. Yeah, actually isn't that bad for water. I don't really have many options for pig skin for coloring it. But it's a bit of a brighter pink, but hopefully this marker will last through all the pigs, but might be a little bit dry. One important thing that I noticed though is the color brush, the ink, whatever it comes with, is all right for alcohol markers, but the gray permanent version of the Pentel, yeah, I wouldn't try that with alcohol markers because it'll like really smear. Since the colored brush is just like a black, more like watercolor, since it's water based. But yeah, a lot of permanent inks don't really like alcohol markers. But I'm sure you could probably use water-based markers or watercolor, and you wouldn't want to use as much. You probably wouldn't want to use watercolor with the water-based ink. So they each kind of have their trade-offs to them. But I don't really use watercolor. Mostly just markers. Like it actually ended up with a pretty good like um back and forth between the different separations on the pink. So it kind of works out on doing one tone, since a lot of the gray tones and the black areas and the white areas really like hold their own still. I always like doing like the minimal amount of coloring that I'd probably need to somewhat make it look like more realistic, or I use the color a lot to separate different things too. So like the pigs are a bit easier to see now, and sort of like right away it's easier to tell like where the pigs are at. Probably leave like a couple areas of open white, maybe as like some highlights. All right, there we go. You got pig drawing warm up finished. Yeah, I haven't really gotten too far into the sketchbook. Just some like random soldier outfits that I was just messing around with, and then pigs. But yeah, I might do like maybe something in between these. Just the marker goes through. But yeah, these are pretty cool. They're just like mini sketchbooks that have my art stuff printed on it. All right, we'll try some dip brush. All right. I have no idea what I'm gonna draw. I kind of just refilled the ink bowl that I have, so the consistency of the ink is very, very thick right now. Usually I would have like a piece of paper nearby to kind of like blot the ink off, but kind of don't want to have like too many things on the table at once, so I'll try to get by with just like a paper towel. See if I can zoom in a bit. Alright, I don't know if that helps or not, but I don't know why I keep doing this weird cross line on the end of his hair here, but kind of happened here and then I fixed it over there. Or did another one there for some reason. Alright. Happy Chinese Dragon New Year. Is it the Year of the Dragon? I'll zoom back out. Hey, what's up, man? Dragon, tiger, wolf, boy head. I like his wise eyes. Yeah, you don't really hear much about inkers and colorers. I feel like whenever I hear about like an inker or a colorist, it's usually the like the person that did the pencils is trying to like give them a shout out. This dragon is playing basketball. He's definitely not going to be playing basketball in a couple seconds. It does kind of look like he's dribbling. So much easier to draw a straight line with a brush than it is the Wacom tablet I was using the other day. Feel like I can actually see where I'm going. probably have him lean towards this way. Probably best. And we back at it again, gamers. Yep. Another day. Oh shoot! I think my camera died on me. Alright, well, looks like my face cam died. With face cam, yeah. Did I even had it charging, so it like really tanked on me. Alright. It's alright. Now you guys get to see more of the drawing. I didn't even notice that it stopped. I just heard like the table vibrate, and then I looked over and it was off. I gotta move like everything over now. That's better. Jeez. How'd the last picture turn out from yesterday? I have it over here. Shoot. Hopefully that ink is dry underneath, but yeah, this is how it turned out. I went green, ended up going green for the dragons, and then added some like water and trees background and stuff. I'm pretty happy with how it turned out, honestly. So rad, thank you, man. We'll see how this one turns out today. I want that on a shirt. Yeah, I'm planning on making some kind of like clothes shirt and probably a sweatshirt at least to start. But yeah, I'll have to figure out how to do it. I kind of want like the drawings to go across the whole entire like shirt or sweatshirt so that like it's down the sleeves and like just everywhere. I think that would be pretty badass, but so I'd probably have to do like a dedicated drawing to it so that it would kind of work out. Or I could always just make it easy and just put like a bunch of different drawings across the whole shirt too. Yeah, covering the whole shirt would be sick. Yeah, I know. Just like with like how I kind of draw and cover the whole page, I think it'd be cool to also cover the whole thing. Yeah, I found a couple like shirt templates that can wrap around the entire thing, like even on the cuffs and even the hood can be like split in half, and it looks pretty cool. I don't know what the like the quality of the clothing's actually gonna be like, so I'd have to order it and find out myself. But yeah, that'll probably be one of the next things that I do. I'm still debating if I want to do like digital or traditional for that. The traditional would definitely take a lot longer. Well, maybe not, but I'd have to scan and take photos. But it might look a lot cooler, I think, than my digital stuff. put some flowers on here. I still would have never thought I'd be using like a $1 bamboo brush still. For like I swear I've been using this for like the last year now. I've tried to get nicer brushes and they just like, I don't know, they don't really work as great for some reason. I feel like this one is a lot more fun to use. It's literally just from like a random. You could probably go to like any art place and just grab whatever the cheapest bamboo brushes are there, and it's almost like a gamble if you get a good brush or not. Two. It was like a pack of. I got two packs, and one was the. I think this one is wolf hair or goat hair. I can't remember one of the two, but it's the like the white hair. And I got two packs. One was like the brown hair, which I think is was definitely something not as great because none of those brushes turned out great. But I had two in the other pack that I've just been using for like the last year and a half probably now. And I don't really use anything else for like dip brushes. And I ain't failed them yet. Yeah, they're pretty reliable. I don't even. Yeah, the third one, for whatever reason, the tip of the brush just like has been like flayed out from when I first got it, so that one's pretty much unusable. Which I'm guessing a lot of the other ones are also like that, but I've tried a Winsor and Newton watercolor brush for like ink and stuff, and then I've tried, and it was like real like sable weasel hair, and I don't know, I don't like the more expensive brushes. They're very like touchy, and I feel like I feel like I'm gonna destroy them every time I use them like they're very touchy. The last brush I got that's kind of good is like a Chinese calligraphy or watercolor like ink brush, but the brush on it's like ginormous, so I don't know how great it is for drawing, but I should maybe try that. Especially if I started doing larger paper, it would maybe not be that bad. Heavy handed? I feel like I'm pretty light actually. Yeah, it's not so much like the pressure for the Windsor Noon ones. It's just like after the ink is sitting on the brush for a long while, especially like sometimes I'll draw for like 8 hours without cleaning off the brush, so the ink sort of like that's what I mean when I might destroy the brush is the ink more so that sits on it kind of like dries out the bristles and then kind of messes them up. But yeah, I've like left ink on these ones like overnight, and maybe it is that they're just cheaper. So, but I've like I've woken up like I've used like a Windsor Newton one for maybe like 2 hours and then rinsed it off, and it like just loses like all of its like sharpness. There's some really cool paper out there. I got some natural seeded sheets off Amazon. I never looked into natural seeded. I just go for pencils myself. Yeah, pencils are way more predictable. But you kind of know if you go for a pencil what you'll get. Yeah, there's a ton of good pencils out there too. A lot of good pens too. Yeah, but I mean like literally any brush works. I've used pretty much like well, I've used a lot of different ones, and after a couple days or a week, you kind of just get used to whatever you're using, and then it kind of just all becomes the same. There's like really no difference. All right, we'll see what kind of gray we get from this. Hmm. Well, that's pretty dark actually. I really like how the gray works with that. Hey, what's up, dude? Looking awesome. Thank you. See if we can get a dark gray, maybe. I watched some of the live I missed, and I saw you guys sketchbooks now, man. I bought like three. They look sick. Thank you, dude. I really appreciate that. Yeah, my webcam on my phone died on me, so that's why the face cam has disappeared all of a sudden. But yeah, thank you, dude. I really appreciate that. It's a little hard to get a dark gray. It's very touchy. It's coming along nicely. Thank you, dude. Yeah, I think it is. It's funny whenever I'm shading with the ink and all of a sudden, um, there'll be like a little droplet. I always debate leaving it, but whenever I do, it doesn't usually go that well. It'll kind of like smear whatever is next to it. Like this part. Sometimes I can kind of just like wash it out by dragging it. My pleasure. Best looking sketchbooks I'm gonna have, and now I get to bring your name up when people ask what's on them. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. Yeah, I was pretty surprised. Like the paper is like it's like on the thinner side, but it handles inks and stuff really well. Like I even used a lot of water, and it's not like the paper's gonna totally kill. The only thing I can't handle is alcohol markers, but like even my the Moleskin or Moleskine, those ones can't handle alcohol markers very well either. So yeah, I was pretty surprised. Dude, this is amazing. Thank you, man. What would you say is the in water ratio to work with? I don't know. Usually, like when I'm drawing with the ink, I kind of like if I add gray or any sort of shade down, it's usually to rinse the brush off so that the I can kind of like reset the bristles if the brush gets like super dry after a while. So like every now and then I'll just kind of like go and add some tone to kind of reset the brush. But I don't know. There's like kind of like a sweet spot, I guess, for like doing the ink wash. More like the more you rinse off of the brush, the lighter it's gonna be. But I kind of like it for like the consistency, so that like I don't know, with the lighting and stuff, there's like a consistency where it's not totally like gonna drown the page, but not like dry enough to where you get like brush marks. So like I would say like right after you would get brush marks, but yeah, probably more around there. It's hard to explain because it's like a lot of like feeling how the water works and stuff, but somewhere around there. Did you ever use a mucky brush for sketching? It's kind of what this is a pretty cheap brush. It's like $1 bamboo brush that you can probably find at any art store, but I just use it to draw since it's like very rough, and I like the texture and the like gritty sort of texture that it makes. It's a feel as you go kind of thing. Yeah, it's really hard to explain. Like, and a lot of brushes are also different too. Like some hold more water, so like this one holds a lot more water, with like the bristle type than some other like watercolor ones. A lot of the Chinese or Japanese brushes seem to hold a lot of water. But yeah, you kind of know like um the consistency because it'll feel like it's somewhere like in the middle where you don't have like both of the streams of you're kind of getting dry brush because there's not enough water or you're just like pulling down water. But you can get some nice effects with a lot of water. But I don't like to like have the page too wet for too long. But if you like get it, I think it's better to probably have too much water than not enough. Since you, if you plan to like spread it really quickly, then you might get like a cool gradient effect. Do you use India ink with alcohol? I just use Sumi ink. The bottle's in Japanese, so not really much point. But it's I think it's called like Midnight or Moon Palace Sumi ink. I think if you search that, you'll probably find it. But yeah, I just like it. I like the consistency and it's got like a Sumi ink smell, but it's not like super strong or anything. And I like it because I can use alcohol markers over top, and also it's like semi-permanent or it becomes permanent after it dries for like a couple days. So if I go over like with the tonal washes, then it'll fade the lines, but it won't like totally drag or completely kill the lines. But it does lighten it a little bit, which is kind of nice because then you can kind of go back in and through and darken certain things. Uh, what alcohol markers do you recommend? Um, I use it's called a hoo hoo. I think is how you say it. But yeah, this is what I've been using since they're like really cheap. But yeah, it's like a hoo hoo. I tried like ordering some last year and they were like super out of stock. So I couldn't even get like the ones I had before. I had to go with like all primary colors, which kind of sucks, but it's not that bad, really. You said it right. Oh, hoo hoo. Yeah. It's always so weird to say. Hey, what's up? Copics are expensive. Yeah, that's why I went with the hoo hoo ones because I don't know. I don't really notice a difference between them and Copic, like besides the price. I almost like these ones better, like the I don't know. I feel like they're more juiced. I think they last a little bit longer too. I've seen a pigmentation difference between them. Was it noticeable or is it pretty close? I'm sure Copic is probably like a little bit better, but for like triple the price, I don't know. I'm not really the type to need like premium art materials, really. Like, I feel like as long as the ink makes a line on the page and like the markers put color on the page, so I'm all right with that, honestly. Really enjoying the stream. Thank you, dude. I'm sorry to hear that though. Yeah, no problem, dude. Definitely don't worry about it. But I really appreciate that. Oh, the who's show up a tad brighter. Yeah, I know that that's a thing that everyone was saying that they're like very saturated, and it's kind of hard to get like a more desaturated color. But they have a lot of desaturated versions now. This might be a little bit of a tricky pose. I feel like the second character that I always add in a drawing is always the hardest to do. Maybe by the second one, I'm just always feeling more confident or something, but I always put myself in a tricky situation. Almost OD on oranges after your first day. Yeah, maybe it is. What sort of board are you working on? It's like the black area is a desk, and then the paper is watercolor paper. Just Canton 9 by 12. I just like it's good because it's like very thick paper and it holds a lot of water. It doesn't like warp as much. So when I'm using a lot of ink and doing a lot of characters, it's kind of nice. $140, gotcha. Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, 140 pound. Yeah, this is a horrible angle. uh, I almost think I like or hate spots where you have more options than than less options. Cause like just this arm being here, like there's so many ways I could have a character. Um, yeah, I feel like it's not like too like water hungry. It does dry relatively fast though. So if you're like trying to do like wet on wet, it might soak up pretty quick. So that might be hard, a little hard to do. But if I think if you're doing like anything other than that, it's not too bad. All right, I'll just go for it and do something a little pushed here. Uh, I'm not really sure what that word means. Oh, lately. Um. Oh, okay. I was like, I don't really know. um. Yeah, I started. I don't know. I went back and rewatched the first John Wick again, and so yeah, I'm probably gonna rewatch the whole thing. I haven't seen the last one, so I'm gonna go back and rewatch the first three, I think, and then watch the last one, and then maybe start the ballerina movie too. But yeah, I really like the John Wick movies. I like that they're like so simple for the plot, but they are just so satisfying to watch. It's kind of funny you said that though, because I don't know if you've seen everything everywhere all at once, but there's like a dimension that they go into where everyone has like hot dogs for fingers. Yeah, if you haven't seen everything everywhere all at once, it's like a really funny ass movie. Dude, my favorite scene in that movie is the raccoon though. It's so stupid that it's funny. Yeah, the sausage dimension like that slowly gets kind of weirder and weirder though. Movie is a trip for sure. Yeah, it feels like it's a pretty crazy movie. It feels so long too. I don't know how long the actual movie is, but I feel like it was like 3 hours. Try to get this hair kind of wrap around a bit more. It's nice to have this character over here though. I can pretty much use him as like a reference for what might work for this one over here. Dude, I don't know how gruesome I want to go with this run. Um, what is your favorite video game? Go very gruesome. Yeah, I know. I'm just gonna say fuck it and do it. What's your favorite video game? Like nostalgic, probably X-Men Legends 2. Since yeah, that's probably my favorite game like ever. I don't think it would, well, it kind of holds up today, but like the graphics definitely don't anymore. But out of like any game that I wish got remastered, it would definitely be that. Besides that though, I like the Smash Bros games. So like it's probably my favorite like currently and for a while. No shame in having a favorite game. Yeah, the X-Men Legends is just like so nostalgic. Smash Bros. Is peak. Yeah, I don't know. I like especially nowadays that it's just like a game that I can just kind of like hop on and like play a couple of matches and then just go and like draw or do something else. I don't I don't know, especially compared I used to be like really big into MMOs, but I don't really like the time commitment that you have to get anywhere in those games now. Your favorite game is Okami and Nier Automata. Yeah, I never played the Nier um Automata, but it looks pretty cool. It reminds me a lot of I never played the Devil May Cry games either, but it kind of looks like reminds me a lot of that for like the combat. I remember going to my friend's house and he had like the newest Devil May Cry at the time, and I was just like watching him just like beat the shit out of that dude. And I was like, holy crap, like the combos were insane in that game. And yeah, it's pretty cool. There was I can't remember the game, but at one of my cousins he had is it I think it's Infamous. Those games, I would go to my cousins and we just play that like all week. Just I think it's the infamous one where you have like you play like a main character that has like lightning abilities, and you can kind of like go down the evil path or the good path, and it would like change your abilities. I thought that was really cool. We always liked like the open world like city sort of games, especially like the infamous and then like the Spider-Man games. You could just kind of like mess around. Yeah, GTA is kind of like that same sort of thing. Yeah, GTA 6. I don't know. I don't know if I'll play it, but like I liked GTA 5, but I feel like those kinds of games I would like only play for maybe like a week. I don't know if I would stick with it for very long, but they're really cool. Like I'm excited to see what GTA 6 is gonna be like though. Like 'cause it looks like it's gonna be crazy from the trailers and stuff. Yeah, I haven't seen the Akami game. Is it pretty old? I'm looking forward to GTA 6 so people can shut the fuck up with the whole we got oh yeah, the meme. Yeah, it doesn't matter like what video you go on, there's some comment like that. Yeah, yeah, like the playground open worlds. Yeah, I always like those Spider-Man games because they were like that. Yeah, those were always like the best games to just kind of mess around. Like even though they're all single player, it'd be so fun just like and just hilarious like watching I don't know, you just do like the dumbest shit. I do wish that a lot more games nowadays were like couch co-op again because I mean it's been like there's been like a lack of couch co-op for so long now, but I miss when someone could just kind of like hop in and play a game with you. And then nowadays, it's like you kind of need like a everyone needs like their own system to be able to play a game with their friend. Oh, okay. Call me as like PS2 era. Dude, I don't even care, man. I like couch co-op. Like I feel like they're like you used to like invite someone over and you could actually play a game with someone in real life, and now there's like no point inviting someone over. Just be like, hey, yo, get on Discord. We'll play like whatever game. I don't know. It's like a small thing. I'll see if I can get this hand to work out. Say you have a sleepover with friends, one video game, one movie. What do you choose? Um, Man, I feel like when that's kind of hard because I'd probably pick the game just because like I'd always go to my friend's house and we'd play like Call of Duty Zombies like just all night and like just multiple. I don't know. I'd probably pick a video game, but I don't know. It's kind of hard because you could watch like a really badass movie too. I feel like it really depends on the movie. Like, I feel like the timing kind of matters too, because I'd probably pick movie if, or at least before when like the Avengers Endgame was coming out. Like, if I was going to someone's house, I'd probably choose movie to watch like the Avengers Endgame over at least, and then or at least like that kind of like scenario, like a hype movie is coming out, and then um I don't know. Then I would probably pick the movie. But if it's like there's nothing coming out for movies, nothing new, then I'd probably pick a video game since there's like a lot more options, I guess. South Park, yeah. Dude, a South Park movie would be funny as hell. And that kind of makes it hard too. I'd probably pick South Park over some games. Shoot. Dude, so South Park is like funny as hell. Man, I know I'm teasing with you, but the illustration is coming along wonderfully. Thank you, dude. Yeah, I feel like a little slow, but I feel like it's kind of worth taking my time on. Yeah, I'm kind of curious to see if the gray will hold itself. I think using it how I did on this character, it should kind of work with more characters in. But I'll have to see if it gets like super like all muddy together after having a lot of characters together. But I think it should be fine. All right. Got that character done. If I get some patterns on his shirt. Maybe draw Yuri. From like which. Yeah, that's what I was wondering. That's a lot of. I think there's a lot of different Yuris. Is your process mostly brushwork, or do you switch to pen and nib? Yeah, I usually will keep like the drawing the same sort of pool that I started with, but I'll switch to like fine liners sometimes. Like on a separate drawing in a sketchbook or something. But usually like this size, I use a brush since it can just cover more area a lot easier. Yeah. Uh, yeah, I've never seen that, but is Yuri the the blonde one or the red-haired one? Oh, it's not like a character. What music have you been listening to lately? Um, I don't really know what the genre is, but well, I guess right now I'm actually listening to. It's called Dark Wave. It's a playlist on Spotify. But yeah, my sister has like a playlist that has like, I don't even know how many songs she put on there, but it's like 1,500 playlists, and so I just kind of listen to that, and it's like a bunch of more stuff similar to that. Okay. Yeah, that makes more sense. Yeah, I don't think I can control that on YouTube, but do you normally work in silent or is this a stream specific thing? Well, I have headphones on. I'm listening to music like during the stream. So if I'm not talking, I'm probably just like vibing to the music or something, enjoying. But I used to just like only draw in pure silence. I don't know. It like kind of helps just be able to like think clearly, I guess. But I don't know. I kind of just now I just listen to music because it's I don't know, kind of motivating. Yeah. So I kind of just like recently started listening to music. At least like well I draw. Especially now, I kind of just like throw on headphones and then just like go and do something that I've been procrastinating. So it's kind of helped with that. Plus, sometimes I feel like I like overthink a lot of things. So kind of just like vibing with music and not really thinking about anything kind of helps. I don't know if I want a darker, maybe. It's kind of hard to get a little bit of a darker value. I used to have a smaller cup of water that kind of just like built up ink in it, so it was a lot easier to just get a like really dark gray right away. But I dumped that cup out, so now I just have like a tall glass that's completely full of water. So every time I dip the brush in, it's gonna be mostly water. So it's making it a little bit harder to get a really dark tone or really anything other than this tone that I'm getting. Your French bulldog loves you, by the way. He's a huge fan. Does he watches the streams? Yeah, I have two huskies and they watch TV sometimes. I feel like my cat watches TV more than the dogs though. Especially if you have like birds on. Birds on the TV or like anything that moves. The cat will just be there next to the TV trying to attack it. Alright, I'm gonna try to get a dark color. Alright, take it back about second character being the hardest. I think now the third character. Hmm. What organ am I drawing? It's not an organ. It's just another one of these like lion characters. Yeah, see, it's an arm. Yeah, don't worry. It's part of the line characters. Yeah, I tried playing one of those drawing games where you draw the like people a bunch of people are in a lobby and they try guessing what someone's drawing. But I stopped playing it because everyone would just write out what it was every time. Like it'd be to draw a chair or something, or like toilet paper. Yeah, yeah, it's like Gartic Phone. But yeah, I was playing that, and then yeah, everyone just they just cheat every round, and just like if no one guesses it, they just write it out. It's like what? Then everyone just gets the same amount of points. I would love playing that game with people. Yeah, it was pretty funny. It was kind of funny. My sister draws too, so we were before we went on to like an online lobby. We couldn't find any matches, so we are just like fuck it, we'll just make our own. So I I got the it was like a entertainment category, and I think we picked like anime characters or something, and I got Goku, or no, I got Vegeta, I think, as the character. And I was like, oh, she has to know who Vegeta is. And I literally drew like exactly how Vegeta looked. But she just didn't know his name. I was like, no. I've always wanted to play that one, but I have nobody right now. Yeah, it's hard to find lobbies on there, or especially if you do like the internet browser one. I think you need to like manually find a lobby. Like I don't think there's any sort of like pairing or queue system. I last saw it on a live stream with another YouTuber, and it was I was going to join, but my iPad crowd, so your iPad died. That's pretty unfortunate time. It would have been worse if you joined, I think, and then your iPad died after that. They're like characters from the 80s, or oh, just the 80s onward. You don't draw any characters before the 80s. No Popeye or Mickey Mouse. Mickey Mouse is his first tries. I think it's funny. When I was in like second grade, there was a kid that he like showed me his Sonic drawing, and I was like, holy shit, that looks like identical to Sonic. Like it was like crazy accurate and good. And then he showed me that he had like a trick to drawing Sonic, and it was like this like step by step process you could basically do, and you would end up with Sonic. And I was like, wow, that's it. Like kind of blew my mind that there was like it's kind of like those step by step drawing or how to draw books, but it was funny. I remember trying to recreate it after he showed me how to do the steps, but I can never remember like the order to do the things. What cartoons did I grow up with? I mostly watch like pretty much everything that's on Cartoon Network. And then when something good wasn't on Cartoon Network, then I would swap to like SpongeBob or something like reliable like that. But I always watched like mostly cartoons though. A lot of like my cousins were really into the like the more live action shows, like the Disney ones. I feel like a lot of people in general are really into like what this like Zach and Cody, and all of the other shows like the there's like an iCarly. Yeah, I just pretty much only watched Cartoon Network. You were a mixture of media. Yeah, I don't know why, but at the time I just couldn't get into the live action stuff as much. Um, but every once in a while, Power Rangers would come on, and that was kind of funny to watch. Were you a Venture Bros kid? I didn't watch Venture Bros much, but my dad did a lot, and I didn't watch it until like pretty recently. But it's really really good. Like once I started watching it, I don't even know how I just like missed it for so long. Didn't really know what it was about. Yeah, growing up, I think the shows that I watched the most is probably like Naruto, Adventure Time, like um trying to think of the titles or something. I mean, those are probably my favorites, and then like SpongeBob, Code Name Kids Next Door, like Ed, and Eddie. So your father informed your cartoon knowledge? Yeah, a lot of. He watched like a lot of cartoons. Or at least like the more like adult comedy cartoons. He also liked Adventure Time a lot too. Whenever I don't know what to do for details, I just put flowers. Well, even when I know what to do, but I feel like flowers always look really good, especially as like a kind of contrast between the more violent action scenes, and then having like some kind of like flowers on their stuff gets kind of funny. What are your artistic references? Um, do you mean like artists I like or just like actual references? Um, oh, artists I like. Well, I like Kim Jong Il's, like Katsuo Terada, Mobius, like all of the artists that use a like pen or marker or some kind of like ink. I was always like that sort of thing, like drawing straight with ink or marker. And like yeah, anyone that kind of like drew with ink or something like straight away and also drew straight from imagination, I kind of like that idea. So a lot of those artists I really like. I also really like the Claymore artists, and I read all of the manga when I was a kid, and that was like one of the first like things of manga that I've ever seen, and I was like blown away with how crazy the art was. Especially since I'd seen like only really American comics before that. Yeah, and then like Karl Kopinski, a lot of the super any artists, and but other than like artists, I really like the Ghibli studio stuff or Ghibli, however it's pronounced, and like just in general, a lot of cartoons like Adventure Time, and like a lot of anime too. I don't really like look at those things as much anymore. Like I don't look at artist stuff anymore. And really like in the past couple of years, movies have been like a lot more inspiring for me. And just been kind of getting into like the cinematography and like the lighting setups and different things that they do in movies, and I've kind of been like learning a lot from that. Yeah, I never really got a chance to look at many European comics, but I've seen like some panels of Mobius's comics that he worked on. Wow, that really faded a lot. Holy shit. I was hoping it would stay a little bit darker. I've never seen the second artist, Chung. I haven't seen their stuff, but I should look at it. Oh, okay. He did the influx. Oh, that's really dark. Man, where was this shade when I needed it before? You're in head out now. Yeah, see you, man. Thanks for stopping by the stream. Thank you, dude. All right, this should get a lot darker, I hope, or a lot lighter. It's almost too dark, but I do want to color their hair a little bit darker. It's like the tone that I've been trying to get the whole stream, really. Man, that kind of messed up my brush though. I probably shouldn't have taken it till it was dry, but all right. Do I let out aggression? No. Yeah, I'm like not the fighting type whatsoever. All right, now for like the hardest part on the entire drawing, because this is gonna either make or break the thing. It reminds me of yesterday's drawing. Do you ever come up with little stories for these characters? Not really. It's kind of a lot of like whenever I'm drawing, I'm just kind of like playing around with like the characters' interactions and different things that are happening, and kind of make like everything as cohesive as possible in like the same world or environment. But I don't like directly have a story that like is tied with them. Alright, now I gotta figure out where to go from here. I know for sure, like, I want the character in the foreground to have way darker hair, but I'll have to sort of, like, wait and hope that I get a dark enough color to come off. Which might not be too hard to get after, like, doing a lot of the line art with the black ink. It'll kind of just, like, soak up onto the brush and then be much easier. I might have to get a smaller glass just to be able to kind of like mix the colors a little bit darker. Alright, I'll see what I can do for near the background. It's gonna be a little bit tricky though. Yeah, usually like whenever I'm doing these drawings, I'm kind of thinking of a lot more so the subject. Like for this one, I'm kind of thinking of like more of like a line. So that's kind of like the overall theme that I'm paying attention to. And then I'm kind of like taking the line and doing like micro adjustments to the armor while making it like somewhat similar so I can do a lot of like characters being cut off the edge. Like especially these three on the outside kind of go with this center one, and they have very similar features and different things. So I'll kind of like do a lot of similar ideas throughout the drawing, so it's easier to read. But yeah, a lot of times it's kind of, as far as the story goes, just kind of like a specific character or idea, and then I'll kind of just explore it by seeing how it interacts with each other and going through the rest of the drawing. Do you ever listen to music when you draw? Yeah, I'm actually listening to music right now. I have headphones on. And I actually started like recently just starting to listen to music though. For like literally probably the last 3 years I haven't listened to music while I draw. I used to not like it so much. Because I like to kind of like be able to think. But nowadays I just started doing it. And I don't know, I kinda like it. It like keeps me going throughout the drawing and a bit more motivated than I think without music. What music am I listening to? It's called Dark Wave. It's like playlist on Spotify. But yeah, usually if I'm not listening to that, sometimes I'll listen to that playlist. But most of the time, my sister was like super into music, and she made like a giant playlist that has like 1,000 songs. And I usually just listen to that since we have like very similar music tastes. Yeah, it kind of sucks because there's like a lot of different genres that she has on it. I'll have to start linking it in my description because a lot of people ask about the music. Um, but yeah, it's like some of the music on the list. I think she told me it's like vapor soul, but it's hard because like the genres are like they're so different depending on where you look them up at. Like Spotify's genres are different than like what you'd find on like YouTube. So, but yeah, I'll have to link that playlist in the description. Ooh, that line is a little too dark, but I feel like I give the lines in the background a lot more hair than they do in the ones closer. Definitely like way more spiked upward. I'm actually surprised I did the black on the armor down there. I thought I would have forgot. Alright, I'll try to get a hopefully darker gray tone. It's probably a good start. Alright, it's a little light, but I think it might help make a little distance between the characters in the front and the back. And this guy back here won't get too caught up in the other character's arm, which probably should work. I accidentally washed a little bit of the red in. The red ink is water-based ink, so if I go over with water, it'll really spread it across. Like that. Alright. I'll probably call the stream about here. And then tomorrow I'll come back and finish this up. And probably do like a 2 pages tomorrow. Just like finish this up as like a warm up and then go on to whatever I decide to do next. Probably just another page. But yeah, thanks everyone for watching the stream and hanging out. It was a lot of fun. And catch you guys in the next one. Lovely work. Have a good night. Yeah, man. Thanks. I appreciate that.